Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with another Josh Lee event station, this time over the inaugural uh, San Diego event at the Air Force Base. Air Force Base? Naval Base, sorry. Naval Base, military base. I don't know what. Jeez, I have a rough time distinguishing. It's a Naval Base, okay? Sorry, Naval Base. I'm used to saying Air Force. That's why I messed up there. Sorry. Anyways, that's rough start of the station episode. So Truck Series ran there. So did O'Reilly and so did Cup Series. So I'm gonna try and keep this one less than 10 minutes. I know it's not gonna happen, but I'll try regardless. So essentially, Truck Series. Obviously, like I've said it already. Not sure if I should remind people every time, but yeah, Truck Series I'm never able to watch because no FS1. But I was able to catch highlights, saw a bit of clips. Seeing Tyler Reif in these motorsports miss the corner like that, I don't know. Like to miss the corner like that, I don't like. It's interesting. In the final, it was in the final lap. Like he was basically in a lead, or he swapped leads with Lane Riggs a couple times, taking on taking on Tyler Reif, and back and forth. Tyler Reif blew the final chicane, like this full-blown missed it, and it kind of got pushed off by Lane, which I mean, I know like people reacted to the race, complaining oh, thinking on Lane Riggs pushing Ty out of right. It's like basically guys reacting to the race were upset about that bit, acting like Tyler Reif could have won. It's like Tyler Reif cut the corner. He was not gonna win. They would have gave it to Lane Riggs either way. Yeah, I think that probably makes what Lane Riggs did a bit excessive. But then again, I don't know if he knew that Reif cut the corner unless the spotter told him. I don't know. What did Lane say in victory lane? Or at the start finish line? What? Lane Van Rigsbergen or something? That's legendary. People got pissed about that too. Or reactors got pissed about that too. But it's like, thing is, unless SVG runs these road course races in the Truck Series, then I'm willing to call Lane Riggs that. What is it? Lane Van Rigsbergen. He got no challengers, well, except for Tyler Reif. But how often is Tyler Reif going to run in trucks? I didn't know he was making starts in trucks this year. Then again, I don't really keep track of the news well when it comes to Truck Series, what's going on there. But anyway, yeah. That was amazing to see. That was a pretty cool battle. People complain. Actually, I'll get to that when I get to the Cup Series. Yeah, that was quite a finish. Lane Riggs is just dominant. If Lane wins the championship, I know the chase could still mess things up, but it's still more ideal than a full-blown points reset every 3 races and that nonsense. But anyway, where was it? The Cup? No. What was it? I'm trying to remember something. And now I remember. So yeah, not much else to say there. O'Reilly Series. Sam Mayer turned too early. It was one of the restarts. I wasn't able to see a bunch of O'Reilly race, but I did watch it in time to see Sam Mayer mess up badly on one of the restarts and hit. He turned too. Turned too early, or like I turned too far inside in the first corner, because it's like the first corner at the track is a right-hand corner. He turned a little bit too soon or whatever, or just leaned in too much apparently, and it's not even like a smooth curve, the pit road wall, because he hit the pit wall, and I sent him up the track hard into the wall. I forgot who he took with him on the initial impact, but just to know, like, a whole bunch of other cars got involved. Sam Mayer down himself, saying he's the worst driver ever, which, Sam, I can assure you, you are not. I know you're not watching this, Sam, but I can assure you, there are far worse. No matter what is going on with you right now, I'm convinced there are worse. Even if I to look this up after, and I might make a post or something to prove him wrong, or prove you wrong. There are worse drivers in the series currently. I know there are. Like, I know you've been in O'Reilly all this time, but it's like there are worse. I guarantee it. But anyways, he's not watching this video, so I don't know why. I don't know why he went off like that. But I just wanted to make sure of it. Like, yeah, it's like Sam's not the worst, not even close. Like, okay, now I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, pile up. I forgot it was. I know Jesse Love was in it, but I forgot who else piled in. It was a lot of cars. By the end of it, I didn't see the whole thing because I think I was kind of. I don't know if I was busy with something. I don't remember. Because I was watching on a computer, so I think I was busy doing other stuff. Couldn't really split screen it. Anyway, oh jeez. Sorry, long day for me guys. Anyway, what else happened? There was a no, Austin Hill won the race. He didn't do anything crazy with Taylor Gray. They kind of just went back and forth, in the final few laps. And there you go. Austin Hill won. Props to him. One more thing to mention. I noticed Jesse Iwuji was there, which when I saw him in like the leaderboard, I'm like, okay, that figures. Knowing Jesse Iwuji in his past, it's the present. Apparently, he still serves. Apparently, serves at that base. Unless the YouTube thumbnail I saw was lying to me, like he apparently serves at that very base that NASCAR is racing at, which is actually really cool when you think about it. I'm surprised there wasn't more talking about that. I'm surprised there wasn't more like stuff talking about that. Then again, it's not like I'm getting a whole bunch of NASCAR news on my feed on YouTube because I'm mainly on YouTube. And whatever I was searching on Google, it was like stuff not related to NASCAR. It was other stuff. Now, talking about the Cup Series, this is gonna be an interesting one because fans turn on Austin Hill again. Which honestly, I gotta be honest, after all this turmoil, Austin Hill, this and that, and I've made jokes about Hill on this channel. Heck, back when I had the Acuna Series, that NR 2003 fantasy league I came up with, which was a mix of real drivers and fantasy drivers. I had the guy that was a series where I gave a whole bunch of. That was a fantasy series. I gave a whole bunch of nicknames to a bunch of drivers, and one I gave Austin Hill was everybody's favorite as sarcasm. I never really said it sarcastically. I never said it in a sarcastic sense, but I always meant it sarcastically when I said everybody's favorite Austin Hill, because at the time Austin Hill was easy to hate. When I was making that series, Austin Hill was very easy to hate. Everyone hated the guy. And the thing is, thinking back on it, not a lot of it was warranted. It was mainly just stuff he said. It wasn't necessarily antics he was doing on track, not yet at least. But at the time, people were starting to hate on Austin Hill. It wasn't necessarily things he was doing on track. It was mainly just things he said, this and that. People rag on his career, like people dumping on his career, which I've done that with other drivers. I haven't really done it with Hill. Like I thought Hill was fine before Xfinity. I just dogged on him in Xfinity. And I say this because for those who haven't seen it, in the Cup Series race, on one of the restarts, Hill just washed out. Hill wasn't on the front row. SVG and Connor Zilch were on the front row in the restart. Hill was in the second row. They dove down. He got a run on Zilch and went 3 wide. Now SVG backed out. I guess he knew what's up. Either SVG knew what was up with the 3 wide, or he just didn't want to battle Zilch 2 wide like that into the corner. Hill, I guess, I don't know if he tried to outrace Zilch or what, but he messed up and washed up into Zilch, and they both slid up into the wall, the same wall that Mayer destroyed. Mayer didn't destroy the wall. He moved the wall like quite a few inches, probably like 2 whole feet. Hill pretty much did something similar. It wasn't as crazy as Mayer, but yeah, I already watched certain guys on YouTube react to the race, and they turn on Hill again, saying this and that. Fireball Hamlin cursing out Hill. Then again, Fireball Hamlin hates a lot of people, so hates a lot of drivers. I don't know. It's whatever. What else? There was a guy. What was it? So he hated on Hill for that. And I'm gonna be honest. I only kind of I only kind of hate Hill for, like, I don't know. I'm not really as mad as everyone else when it comes to that Hill incident. Because at the end of the day, it's whatever. This track, because the thing is, people need to understand. I know, like, some guys are still not gonna, people are still gonna say, oh, that's not an excuse, whatever. I will excuse it, because this is a new track. A street course in a sense. I mean, they are streets, but kinda not, if that makes sense. Because the thing about these bases, would you really call them streets? Well, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't know. Thing is, like, what was it? And now I'm trying to remember. Okay, now I remember. So essentially, the thing is about these guys, like, that's the thing about, like, these street, like, that's the thing about street races, especially ones where they're clearly not smooth. It's like, I don't know, these guys, there's going to be some growing pains, especially if they're going to go back to San Diego next year. Like, that's the thing about these new courses, man. There's always going to be some level of, like, just stupidity. Does that make sense? And it's like, I don't know. People... And also another factor might have to do with stages, which I heard from, was Forrest Robbins. I don't know if he still goes by that name on YouTube. No, he goes by Robinson, that's on YouTube. Oops. I don't know. Anyway, same guy, whatever. Essentially, he said how he blamed stages for that. Guys, now, people were blaming... No, sorry. Guys responded to his... This was a Facebook post. I don't think he put it on YouTube yet, but... Guys responded to his post by saying, oh, he's just hating this and that. Oh, no, it was actually Brent Cruz blowing up that caused caution. But the thing is, the way I see it, and I think Robin's put in this post too, the thing about the stages though, like, I haven't hated stages that much. I kind of just got used to it. But Robbins has a good point though. Stages do kind of cause a domino effect on certain things happening on track. Like, seriously, all the time. Because at the end of the day, to restack the field, at least certain decisions. And it just leads to certain things happening in a car. Like, thing is about these cars, like doing a whole bunch of restarts, it could do something to certain cars, and it could lead to, like, it's this whole butterfly effect thing kind of deal. Or if this caution didn't happen at this point in time, then this crash, like 5 laps, green flag laps later, wouldn't happen, or something like that. Like, it's a whole, like I said, a butterfly effect could go on forever and ever. But, like, yeah. All that stuff, like, it could domino. Heck, when you think about it, for any Bubba Wallace haters out there, because I know there's still plenty, that inadvertently led to Bubba Wallace coming back. I just realized, Bubba Wallace, I missed the start of the race. I only got into the race. No, I did see the first bit. I missed the first 10 or so laps of the race, or first stage of the race. So I missed Bubba Wallace having a pit road issue or something. I don't know what issue they had, but essentially, whatever pit stop there was going on, the right front tire, the right front wheel was not secured, and they had to go back on pit road. They lost 2 laps because of it. So they were second to last. So Bubba Wallace, for a good bit of the early bits of the race, was second to last on a leaderboard until, other DNFs happened. The Austin Hill wrecks happened, and I bet you Bubba Wallace got a few free passes out of it, or even a wave around, either or. And voila, by the end of it, Bubba Wallace finished second. And if not second, finished third. I don't remember the finishing or the entire finish order off the top of my head, but Bubba Wallace top 5. So any Bubba haters out there, blame everything else I just mentioned, because it helped them. Because cautions give out free passes or wave rounds if drivers will take them. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Funny how things work sometimes. Anyway, I feel like, I'm sure other stuff happened, but I'm just saying that, I'm just mentioning the key moments that I remember. The final battle, oh my gosh. What was it? Bubba Wallace was I wouldn't say he's there. Bubba Wallace did get into the top 5. Shout out Riley Herbst was actually running top 10. Okay. Look at him go. And by the way, this is one of a few races this season where all 4, I'm counting high here, we'll get to them in a minute, all 4 2311 cars were actually running top 10 consistently. Like, even like when I was sort of on and off on the race, because like I said, I was multitasking on the computer again. Herbst was consistently top 10. If not top 10, he was top 20. So there's that. Yeah, so at least there's that. Herbst was holding his weight there, at least. Reddick, the race came down to Reddick and Heim. Reddick has kind of has been out of luck these past couple races, and with Denny Hamlin just dog walking everyone for 3 races in a row, of course Hamlin is taking over. So Reddick actually needed a good day. Like Nashville, having a rough time at Nashville was one thing. Or no, he finished Nashville, didn't he? Having a rough time in Michigan is one thing. But then to have more bad luck, it's like, yeah, he did not need those rough goings. Anyway, Reddick and Heim in the final, found a few laps. With 2 laps to go, Heim was able to get by Reddick. Reddick blew a tire and was actually going awfully slow, even for a street course at certain points. Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson were battling back and forth for third, essentially. And they got by Reddick, and then it got really concerning once Allmendinger and everyone else started getting by. And Reddick was pretty slow, but I guess Reddick was able to make it pit road without much issue. And the tire pretty much stayed intact for the most part, because they kept it green. I was worried they were going to throw a yellow, which I wouldn't blame him for throwing a yellow, because a blown tire like that, especially with Reddick having so much track to go before he could actually limp to pit road, because I don't think there's any runoffs where he could just stop the car. I don't remember. Even then, I feel like that'd be a caution either way. But yeah, so I wouldn't blame NASCAR for throwing a caution there, because like it was kind of dangerous for Reddick to keep limping that thing at the pace he was going at with everyone storming by. But whatever. It was Heim time. I forgot how many starts he made in the Cup Series so far this year, but yeah, he is. And by the way, he was recently confirmed that Heim is going full-time for 23XI next year. So, yeah, he's already proving off the bat, off the jump, that they made the right choice, because he went on to win this race without contest. Because even with Reddick being out the picture, Larson and Bubba Wallace battling for second, they were still far off even during that battle. So, and Bubba Wallace, I think, was able to get second. Yeah, I think he got second, yeah. Now I think about it, he got second. So Bubba Wallace got second. Third was Larson. Riley Herbst managed to get top 5. So props to Herbst. Herbst, I don't think it's actually been confirmed, but I think Herbst is out. He might be out. Because here's the thing, no matter how much you hate Bubba Wallace, he shows speed. He shows something. Herbst hasn't shown anything. I like Herbst, kind of ironically and unironically. I'm still not sure how I feel, but I feel like there's certain charm to Herbst being around that I like, that kind of like the guy. But to be realistic here, like, he'd be the guy to oust. I gotta be honest, he'd be the guy to oust. Especially when you look at the chase grid, which I know the chase grid is kind of just dumb. Like, the guys who are down at the bottom of the grid, they're not really gonna get anywhere when the chase comes or the chase happens. But still, thinking about this from a statistical standpoint, a point standpoint, it's like Herbst stands out on his own in the worst way possible. But yeah, Corey Heim is he won the race. Amazing to see that happen, man. Real amazing. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting seeing Heim, especially when he's made quite a few starts to this point in the Cup Series. So yeah, it's gonna be real interesting. Final verdict on all of this: the Austin Hill thing. People are blowing it out of proportions, and I'm serious. People are blowing it out of proportions. I see it as a simple mistake, and the fact that it's a new track, and the mishaps that happened out of this race, man, it was quite bizarre. So, yeah, it is what it is. That's my stance on it. Some guys will disagree, but then again, there's a lot of guys who disagree with my takes. I know no one I know no one comments on my Josh Lee Vent Station episode, so it's not like I can clearly show proof in the comment section, but it's a matter of just guys I've talked to on Discord through the Roblox racing I've done over like a year and a half. I know their stance on certain drivers, so I know they disagree with my take, even if it's not commented on these Josh Lee Vent Station videos. Yeah, regardless, this was quite a chaotic weekend. I don't know what's going on next weekend. I have to see the schedule because I don't pay attention to the schedule enough. So I keep getting shocked like, oh, this is going to be the next race. But yeah, I need to actually check it this time. So, yeah, not much I have to say. Just about 20-minute mark, so, still less than I thought. I thought I'd carry on to 30 minutes with how this weekend went. But anyway, pretty much all I have to say for this one. Next weekend, I don't know how things are going to go. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Other than that, yeah, I guess that's about it.